What's up, guys? This is Sales Bros Podcast, episode number 10. Today we have a special guest, Aiden here. Aiden's going to be sharing his story with us on his business, his growth, and how he's gotten to where he is today. We pulled up to a beautiful building in Miami, and Aiden's going to give us the pleasure of hearing his story today. So
Absolutely.
excited, man.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for letting us come here, bro.
Absolutely. For sure.
Jeez, bro. So, yeah, bro, let us know, like, how did you get started? What was the start of the process for you, the start of the journey?
Yeah. So essentially, I started way back. I want to say as young as like 7, 8 years old. Started creating just like content for as far as like gaming content.
Yeah.
And just so the viewers are aware, what I'm doing now is I'm a full-time content creator. I have a digital marketing agency, a video marketing agency where we essentially help clients boost their revenue and boost their online awareness, get their social media looking right, and essentially get them more sales and awareness to their brands. But it all started like, back when I was a kid, creating Minecraft videos, creating Call of Duty videos, just having fun, being a kid, right? And I looked up to people like the FaZe Clan on YouTube and big gamer. I loved games, video games and streaming, all that stuff. Then years go down and I continue just loving to create, whether it was in music, whether it was videos. I was always doing like some types of funny skits. I ventured into so many different aspects as far as my creativity. And what really got the ball rolling was my mom had a party venue called Glow. And we had like Sweet 16s there, bat mitzvahs. And I had this idea that I wanted to start doing like photography there. So I worked there as like a party attendant. I would just help people out, essentially help facilitate the party. And I got really bored of that. I didn't really like that, and I was making maybe like $20 an hour doing that. And I wanted to start doing photography and making more money. So my mom actually purchased my first camera, and it was the Canon SL2, Rebel SL2. I'll never forget that. Mm-hmm. And that was like the real beginning of the journey. So essentially, what we would do is take photos of people throughout the night, right? And as we took those photos, there was like a big TV screen in the party room, so we would upload them at the same time. And that was when like I realized that people were in love with the camera. Like, it's such a powerful tool, right? Like, because every time those pictures would get uploaded, everyone would just stare at them. Like, they'd be like, "Oh my God, look, blah 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 blah." Like, the party would pretty much stop, and it'd be like a slideshow of these photos there. Everyone's just paying attention. So
wait, pause, bro. So you guys were taking pictures and uploading them during the party?
Yep, exactly. Yeah, we called it Zap Photography, and my mom charged about like $2,000 for that alone.
Yeah.
Right, and I would walk away with like $500 a night for like a 3-4 hour party. So it was like, yeah, it was great. It was like the most money I made in a single night, and I was doing that consistently, like every weekend. Who knows what I did with that money? I couldn't even tell you, but yeah. So yeah, I saw the power of the camera, and eventually I got bored of photos, and that's when I wanted to start doing videos.
Okay.
So I remember shooting like when I was like, all right, I want to like take this seriously. Like, I want to make money with the camera, because that was the most money I've ever made doing anything, was with the camera. So I was like, yeah, this is what I want to do. If I could like create and get paid for it, sign me up, right?
Yeah.
So I started doing videos, and the first videos I created were like a couple music videos for my homies. Okay. Yeah, I had 3 different homies. I was like, yo, I'm shooting a music video for you for free. Let's run it. And that was the beginning of my career, man. Yeah.
Dude, that's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Where'd you grow up?
Yeah, I grew up in New Jersey, Bergen County. Shout out Wycliffe Lake. Shout out Pascack Hills. That was the high school I went to. Small town, Jewish dominated. Right, I was like one of the only black kids in my grade. So that like every year there's like 1 or 2 like ethnic kids, maybe 3, 4 ethnic kids per grade, and so it was interesting. I was definitely like, to start off, it was very different. You know what I mean? Because there just weren't many people like me, so it was very easy for me to just stand out, because I naturally already did. So like all this creativity stuff just naturally came to me easy, because I was already like a sore thumb. I was already like somebody different. So like, creating the videos, creating the music, it was just all like came natural to me, I feel like.
100%.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. And what like, when did you get that entrepreneurial bug? Like, did you get that with your mom when you guys first started that business, or did you always have that since you were a kid?
Yeah, I feel like I grew up with like two of my parents were both entrepreneurs. You know, my dad had a restaurant and my mom had the Glow Party venue, and you know they helped each other with the businesses. So just seeing them, you know, do payroll, seeing them create these packages, seeing them like literally create the businesses. Like I watched them go from having Glow used to be like a small party venue into what it was, you know, back in 2019, 2020. It's just a huge difference. Like seeing them grow their business, seeing them hire, fire employees. It was just always around me as a kid. So I feel like that had a huge impact, and it's just like in my blood in a way. You know what I mean? So like for me, starting a business was just like, there's no way I'm gonna fail at it. Like it's I've seen my parents do it. There's no reason why I can't. So I always had that faith and had that confidence that I could do it because they really laid out that foundation. I feel like, yeah.
That's amazing, bro. That's rare. Not a lot of people get that.
Facts.
So 100%.
Facts.
And so did they give you any other option? Were they like you know, did they try to push you towards becoming a lawyer, a doctor, or anything like that? Where they were like, you're gonna be an entrepreneur and that's it?
Yeah, no. That's a good question. So no, they didn't. My parents didn't push me in any direction really. They kind of always allowed me to do what I wanted to do. Okay. There were a couple times where. You know, I had to work a job. I worked at Amazon. I did a couple of different things. I did, you know, those 9-to-5 jobs like Amazon. I've done. At one point, I was doing I Am Academy. I don't know if you guys are familiar. So that was more like a side hustle where I was helping out people learn how to trade in the Forex markets. And essentially, I would get a commission of people who I brought into the platform.
Okay.
Every month. That was when the real entrepreneurial phase started, because that was like the real money that I saw was through I Am Academy, right? So I put down the camera a little bit after like the Glow Ventures. This is now moving into college. Glow is like no longer so much a thing. But yeah, my parents never really forced me to go into a certain direction. They always let me be, and I naturally just wanted to be an entrepreneur. I naturally like understood that working a 9-to-5, you're helping somebody else's dreams come true, right? Versus taking the risk of starting your own business, you're actually able to at least have the chance to build some real freedom, financial freedom, location freedom, time freedom. So I knew I wanted to take that risk at a very young age. I knew that like if I go back into my Instagram archives, like all my stories, you can literally see me like talking like, I will never work a job, like da 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 da. You guys working a 9-to-5, understand you're working, you're building someone else's dream. Like I was like preaching this like as a kid, like 17, 18 years old. It's funny. So yeah, I always understood that, and I knew that I wanted to, in order to get the finer things in life, you have to own something. You have to really start something and build it from the ground up.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
So when did you start the digital marketing agency, like officially?
Yeah, so it started off as a video production company,
Okay.
right? And that was July 2022. I announced it on the gram and everything. You see me like getting my LLC done. My credit card, my Amex, my silver platinum card came in the mail. I was hyped. I was like, yes, this is the start, baby.
Yeah.
And then, you know, there really wasn't that much motion. I downloaded, I invested into a course that taught me, you know, the technicals on the cameras, how to film, how to edit. For the most part, I already knew how to do that stuff, but that course definitely took my game to the next level. And then I invested in a course that also taught me the business side of things, which was like, all right, how to actually, you know, make money off this, how to charge retainers, right? How to like have a consistent flow of income, all that stuff, invoices, billing. So initially what I was doing was just working with anyone and everyone, right? Hey, you want a photo shoot? I got you, whatever. You want a music video? I got you, whatever, right? And I was charging 200, 500 max, right? And then eventually, with those courses, I learned that retainers were where it's at. I need to be charging, you know, 2,000-3,000 a month.
Yeah.
And I really want to get to like that 10K a month mark, right? That was like the first milestone that I had. And in order to do that, you know, I had to create, you know, multiple and valuable videos for the client. Right, so I quickly, you know, from that information, from that course, I knew that I had to essentially create like 15 videos a month or 30 videos a month for a client. It had to be valuable, it had to be good, and you that was the way that I was going to build this actual business and survive off of it. So that's exactly what I did. I moved to Miami, and Miami was the first time that I actually was able to secure a retainer client. So I started the business July 2022. December 2022 is when I moved here. So that's what, 4 months, 5 months? Like
Yeah.
4 or 5, maybe 6 months is when like I was just doing like single videos, making BS money, like okay money. And then it took up to that time up until I was all right, like yeah, now I'm getting two bands a month, 4 bands a month, 8 bands a month. And then from there, it took me like 5 months from January 2022, so May or March of 2022. I believe it was May of 2023. I'm sorry. I hit my first 5-figure month.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 1 year anniversary.
Yeah, literally. Yep. And so now what I'm doing is, right, so still then I would still consider myself a video production company because I was only creating videos and my clients weren't really seeing results. So after that 3-month retainer, they'd kind of fall off because there's no real value in making you look pretty online, right? You got to see that income come back in.
Yeah.
So that's when I'm like, all right, I really got to dial in the process of delivering results, right? And that's when I transitioned from a video production company into a marketing agency because, not only are we creating the videos for you, but now we're also doing it in a way and creating a system for the content to actually produce results. So now, hey, you're paying me $5,000-$6,000 a month. You're actually going to see that return on investment because of the system that we implement within your business.
Okay, amazing.
Yeah.
And so once you made that transition, how much money have you made since then? What kind of months are we seeing now?
Absolutely. So I was doing since May of 2023, I did 10K a month consistently for a full year, right? Pretty much. For a full year. I know it hasn't been, it's pretty much been a full year now, but for like those 9 months, it was like 10K a month easily.
Okay.
Since I made that transition, my highest month has been like 25,000.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
and
Amazing.
like we're just getting this system that I'm talking about rolling.
Yeah.
A lot of it, like as far like pretty much a month ago is when we made that transition. Like a month or 2 ago is when we made that transition, and now it's like we're getting the ball rolling as far as the outreach, the client acquisition. So a lot of it was just dealing with the clients that we already had, letting their retainers run up, and then smoothly transitioning into this, building a team, virtual assistants, editors, so that we can like handle, 10 clients and scale to essentially the goal is 50K a month.
Amazing. I love it, bro.
Yes, sir.
So go ahead. Oh, so in terms of, you said something interesting back there. You said that you had to make the transition from making people look pretty to getting results.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
So like that's something that's like really prominent online. A lot of it's really flashy and showy, and you get a ton of views, but people might not get engagement that actually delivers cash to their bank, right?
Exactly.
So what is that differentiator? Like what really is that? Because it seems like it's a mystery, bro. It's like nobody really knows what makes content take off. A lot of people give different opinions online.
Yeah.
But again, it doesn't matter if it takes off. It matters if money comes in.
Exactly.
So like what makes money come in?
Absolutely, that's a great question. So first and foremost, you need to understand that videos are not gonna do the job. You can't just show up and expect people to just, flood your DMs, flood your inbox because you created a video, right? Essentially, what you need is a system, right? You need some type of reliable system that is going to generate leads. Not only that, but then, organize those leads in a way where who to follow up with, who to send what to, and for that, I recommend, number one, having a CRM system, right? So that was a big game changer. Having a CRM system and having a pipeline of, okay, is this person somebody who just came across your content? Are they somebody who's like a hand raiser? A hand raiser is like, hey, DM me the word blah, 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 I'll send you over free training. So they raise their hand for this free piece of valuable information. Are they someone who's watched long form content? You get the point. Up until that point where they book a call. So that's one, have a CRM system so that you can actually track everything that's going on, from people who engaged on your content, people who DM'd you, yada, yada, yada. Second thing is leveraging call to actions and creating valuable content. That's extremely important, right? You have to be creating content that is going to stop a stranger from scrolling and pay attention to what you have to say. How do you do that? By offering value, right? Essentially, we live in like an attention economy now, right? And there's so much people creating content that it's so hard to stick out now. It's not as easy as like back when COVID started in 2020. You could just upload a video of you dancing and it'll get millions of views, right? So you have to create the type of content that speaks to a specific target audience, right? And essentially gives them value based on the pain points that audience is having. For example, if you are a fitness coach, you want more clients, you want to create content that's going to get more clients, you have to really dig into those pain points like, yo, stop being a fat ass bitch, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to come across like that, obviously, but like, you know, you want to leverage strong hooks, right? You want to give value. So, okay, here are 3 tips on how you can lose 5 pounds in the next month, right? And then you want to leverage a call to action, which is, hey, DM me the word blah, 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 I'll send you over this free valuable item. Or, hey, follow me for more tips like this in the future. Now you have somebody who's followed you or engaged with your content that now becomes a lead, right? From there, you now need to nurture those leads because they're not just gonna buy your $2,000 program because they watched a couple of short form videos, right? You have to actually show and build trust with them by longer form content. So that longer form content needs to be pretty much content that really dives deep into a specific pain point. So how you can dial in on your nutrition, for example, or how to create, how to stop having cravings and eating poorly. You know what I mean? It's like, it's a long form video that really demonstrates your expertise and solves a specific problem. So now, not only do they watch the short form content, which is really designed to bring in awareness, now they are nurtured by the long form content, which is designed to build trust and credibility, right? And then from there, you know, you want to use a landing page to increase conversions, right? You don't want to throw this long form training up on YouTube. You want it on a page where it's like big button here saying book a call and then the video, you know what I mean? So it's like from there they can book a call and then which leads to the sale. So that's the system that we're running right now, essentially.
Okay.
And that's how we're able to generate lots of sales for our clients is by essentially creating 30 pieces of short form content every single day, every single month, creating 4 long form trainings every single month, and then having somebody in their social media essentially reaching out to everyone who follows, everyone who engages on content, sending them to that longer form training so they can build trust, and then essentially getting them on a booked call.
Got it. Okay, so sorry, but do you have a question? Okay, so from what you're saying, like, it sounds like for your process, you have to have sales as well. Like, you're working with people that also have a sales team.
Exactly. The people that we're working with are typically generating at least 20,000, 30,000 a month.
20,000, 30,000. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. And those leads that you have, are you having appointment setters book them, or are you trying to get them to book themselves?
Yeah. So we have appointment setters in their social media,
Okay.
booking these calls. So the appointment setter are getting to know the prospects. Hey, like, you know, how's your fitness going? All right, like, oh, what are you struggling with? Oh, you're struggling with this? We actually have a free training. Check it out. Boom. So now that person's like, wow, this person is very knowledgeable. They just helped me solve this specific challenge that I'm facing. All right, I'll book a call for some more professional help, see if I'm interested, in which then the client is going to do the selling.
Okay, so most of your clients, they're selling for themselves?
Correct, yeah, but some clients as well also have closers.
Closers,
So we just send them to the closers. It's totally dependent on who we're working with.
Interesting.
How big they are. Who are you typically working with, actually? That was my question.
Yeah. So we work with mostly like online coaches.
Okay.
Because one, they need content, right? If they don't have content, then they don't have a business. Sometimes we've worked with real estate agents, but mostly people who are like online entrepreneurs,
Sure.
course creators, coaches, people who have their business online and have a brand that they really want to grow and making at least, you know, 20 to 30,000 per month.
Okay. And those coaches, are they like what kind of products are they usually selling? Is it drop shipping, Amazon?
Yeah,
that kind of stuff?
it varies. So like one of our clients, Wade Houston, he's a personal development coach and he's also a professional coach. So he'll help you with like your health and your fitness, and then he'll also help you with like your business as well.
Oh, wow.
So we've had that. One of our clients, Andre Berto, is a world champion boxer.
Okay.
He is, you know, he's got a course that's called You vs. You, and essentially telling you how to become the best version of yourself, overcoming beliefs, limiting beliefs, and all that good stuff. And then he's also got an elite boxing masterclass, right? Which is another course essentially on how to fight, how to throw a jab, how to throw a hook, footwork, defense, offense, all that fun stuff. So it really depends on the client, but essentially they're all selling digital products, right? They're all selling something online, whether it's a course, whether it's their mentorship, along those lines, yeah.
Very nice. How many clients are you working with right now?
Right now, we are working with just one. And then we constantly, because I just had like a bunch of retainers finish off.
Okay.
So now we're really getting the ball rolling to scale to that 50K a month, and I've got all the systems in place and everything that needs to be in place, the team members. So yeah, right now we've got one client on retainer, but we constantly have business coming in the door all the time.
Okay.
Like we'll have somebody saying, yo, I've got an event coming up on Tuesday. I need an event recap, right? $1,000 just for that. Or yo, I need to film some short form content. Like let's lock in $750 to $1,000 or plus, depending on what they want for editing. So yeah, we constantly have like one-off gigs, and then our retainers are really nice because that's like solidified income. But constantly getting referrals, getting people, reaching out to us, especially from social media, like, hey, how much do you charge for blah, blah, blah? I need a music video. I need an event recap. I need to shoot a podcast. That's another thing. Podcasts, I film at least like 4 podcasts a month, like 3-4 podcasts a month, just people who are consistent with their podcast and wanna work. But as far as like retainer clients, like we're working month to month, just one right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
And those videos you're making, are people running ads with them, or is this all organic?
It's all organic. So
All
yeah,
organic.
we're not doing any ads. We can do ads if the client requests,
Okay.
in which they would need a budget, but everything we do is organic.
Okay.
Yep. So we're posting on social, on the 4 major social media platforms. We're posting on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook.
Which one gets the best return?
It depends on the client. For the most part, Instagram and Facebook.
Really?
In Facebook?
Yeah.
Okay.
Instagram and Facebook. Yeah.
That's surprising.
TikTok also is great, but the thing with TikTok is that we have to send them over to Instagram.
Yeah.
Because there's no real way to like the communication is not the same, right? And then also on TikTok, it's not like on Instagram you can really showcase who you are. You've got the stories, you've got the highlights, right? On TikTok it's more so just like a library of videos. I think TikTok actually just introduced stories. Am I right on that?
They copy everything.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
if I'm not mistaken, I think TikTok just implemented that.
Yeah.
But yeah, regardless, Instagram and Facebook are more like the nurturing platforms, I feel like, where you can really get to know someone and like have a conversation. And then we also have all our automations on Instagram too. So like they can't DM the word blah 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 and get the free training on TikTok.
Yeah.
We'll just have to send them over to Instagram for that.
Makes
Yeah.
sense. And how about YouTube? What is YouTube's place in all this?
Yeah. So honestly, like the reason why we post on all 4 and not just focus on one is because it's like we've already created this short form content. Why not cast a wider net, right? It's like each platform is its own sea, I guess you can say. And the whole purpose of the short form content again is to build awareness in the first place. So it's like why not just upload that same piece of content that we already have on the multiple different platforms. So yeah, YouTube for the most part though is a nurturing platform as well as far as like how-tos. It's like longer form content that thrives on YouTube, not so much the shorts. Like the YouTube shorts versus like the actual YouTube platform. But again, all of this is just to cast a wider net and to bring more eyeballs on the offer and the client.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. And what's the formula for shorts? Like, or any short form content?
Yeah.
I don't want to give away your secrets,
No,
bro.
no,
So
no.
like, you don't have to say too much. Listen, if you guys need shorts, go to my man right here. He's gonna make them better than you can, I swear.
Love that.
But okay, I'll give you my idea,
Okay.
and then you correct me.
Okay.
Is that cool?
Yeah.
All right. So my idea is hook. So like you gotta have some clickbait in the beginning to get them to stop the scroll, right?
Yeah.
Enough value to retain its retention,
Mm-hmm.
and then a big payoff. That's what I think.
Okay. Yeah, you're pretty much right on the money there with it, bro.
Okay.
So you have the hook, right? You have to first understand who you're talking to, and you have to call them out,
Yeah.
or understand who they are. And if you're not calling them out, then just understand that like you have to get their attention.
Yeah.
right? So, you have that hook, then you have the value,
Okay.
right? Which is essentially just, hey, here are my 3 tips on how to blah, 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 or, here's 5 ways you can blah, 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 whatever it may be. And then you have just the call to action, right? Hey, follow us for dream result, or DM us the word XYZ and we'll send you over a free training. So that's really the formula that we use over and over again.
Okay.
But the hack and the secret that most people don't know is that you have to really practice your messaging, right? For example, right? I can say
It's about to get juicy.
I can say, if I'm a fitness coach, I can say the reason why you're not in a metabolized stage in your life is because your macronutrients aren't correct. And I don't know if that makes sense. I'm just giving an example. Right? The average person has no idea what the hell you're saying.
Yeah.
You know what you're saying because you're a pro, but you're not. Your messaging is unclear because you're talking to the average person who's not educated in your niche, which is why they have problems, right? So you have to really dial down and think, okay, if I was a beginner, if I was in their shoes, how would they react to this message, right? So that's sauce number 1, key number 1. And then the second key, and the most important, is you have to post. You're not gonna see significant results. I don't care who you are. Maybe if you're famous, then yeah. But for the average person, you're not gonna see consistent results unless you post for a minimum of 1 reel per day for 90 days straight. So you will not see life-changing results unless you're posting at least 1 reel per day for 90 days straight. If you're not willing to post for 3 months straight, once a day, don't even bother. Honestly, don't. You're just gonna waste your time, you're gonna waste your energy, you're gonna waste your money. You could be doing something else, right? So that's the number 1 thing I would say. A lot of people, they post when they feel like it. They'll go a day, 2, maybe even some weeks without posting, then they'll post again, then they wonder why they get no results. It's because, bro, everyone's trying to create content now. Everyone is trying to create content. So, in order to gain the trust of the algorithms, to really push your content so that it can do some damage and some real results, you've got to post at least 90 days straight. And it's got to be good content, and it's got to be reels. Right? Because reels right now, everyone's competing with TikTok. All these platforms are competing with TikTok, right?
Yeah.
And it's the number 1 way to get organic reach. So that's the sauce I would say. I'm trying to think if I've got one more. So focus on your messaging, be consistent, and invest into a studio like this. Invest if you're talking to the camera and you've got bad lighting, you've got bad audio, nobody is going to take you serious, right? You sound like Dookie, bro. You look like Dookie. You got a plain white background. Nobody's gonna take you serious. So if you really want to up your game, invest into a content studio. I built this one for $500 maybe. So extremely affordable if you're a business owner. Minus the cameras. The cameras are 6 G's put together, but minus the cameras, you can get a nice studio for about $500 and build it on your own.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Makes sense.
Yeah. So that's what I would say. Some great tips are as far as content.
That's great, man. Yeah, dude. I want to dig a little more into the messaging part, bro. Because okay, you said something interesting. Unless you're super famous, stuff won't work. If you have a name like Tate or something, he can come out with a white background and say some crazy shit.
Exactly.
And he's gonna get 1 million, 2 million views with it, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
But if you're just a normal dude and nobody knows you, you gotta really know who you're talking to and slap them with some crazy stuff.
Exactly.
So what do you mean by messaging more? Is it knowing who you're talking to? Are you trying to niche down? Is that what you mean by that?
Yep. So know who you're talking to. I would say definitely niche down for sure. So that was a term that people would say to me, and I was like, why would I niche down? Right? I want to work with anyone and everyone who's got money to work with me. But then you're also shooting yourself in the foot because now you have all these different audiences and you're not able to tackle those specific pain points, right? So when I say messaging, it's what are the specific words that you're using, right? How are you actually able to get someone from point A to point B, right? That's what you should be thinking of when you're creating your content, right? What is their current situation? What is their desired situation? How do you get them there? How do you close that gap, right? What you say in your hooks needs to address all three of those points pretty much, right? And you need to say it in the language of the person viewing it, your target audience. So again, if I'm a content creator and I'm teaching people how to create content, and I'm talking about your videos suck because your white balance is off, your ISO is not good, and your frame rates per second are really not what they should be. Nobody's gonna know what the hell I'm talking about, right? I'm speaking like that because I'm a professional and I'm experienced in my field. Yeah. So you have to really dumb it down because I'm teaching people who don't understand that stuff, right? So I'm saying, okay, instead of saying that, you need to be like, hey, your videos aren't good because your settings are incorrect. Here are 3 ways to improve that, right? Something like that. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that's what I mean when I say messaging. Just ultimately utilizing the right words to help someone get from point A to point B.
Okay, interesting.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you would use that like more advanced vernacular in like the longer form content where you're building that trust. Is that what you're saying? So like the detail that you're talking about,
yeah,
like the frame rates per second, all that kind of stuff. Would you kind of deliver that in the long form content?
Correct. Because the short form content, you really only want to create them from like 15 to 45 seconds. Mm-hmm. Anything more than that, you're shooting yourself in the foot because watch time is the number 1 metric, right? Yeah. So if you're creating something that's 60 seconds, if your viewers aren't watching at least half of that, the algorithm's not pushing your content, right? Versus if you create something for 15 seconds, 20 seconds, super short, super valuable, you're gonna get that retention rate, you're gonna get more viral, right? And then your longer form content is when you're really taking the time to explain those more advanced terms, those more advanced concepts, because now you've got them hooked. They have your attention, which is the short forms versus like that. The short form content, its purpose is for awareness. That's where people make their mistake. Like they try to talk too much, they do too much in their short form. It's only to really get the awareness, and you want to lead that awareness to the longer form content where they can really build the trust. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so again, it's going back to the funnel. You got short form, long form, landing page sale.
Yep, exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Interesting, man.
Yeah.
Okay. So now let's dig a little bit deeper into, actually before we go there,
okay.
One thing that me and him talk about all the time is how, especially in Miami, bro, the short form clickbait is the dude on the boat with the chicks sitting in the bay, just chilling, and then that leads them into the longer form. Like it'll be for a drop shipping course, but the hook is them with the chicks on the boat. Right?
Yeah.
Okay, like how do you do that for any of your clients, and how effective is that?
No, I don't do it. I think it's I just don't think it's like ethical. Yeah, because at that point you're kind of selling. You're not really selling what you're selling. No, you're selling the lifestyle, the dream. Yeah. And for a lot of people, they invest thinking, oh, I'm gonna have the boat and the girl and the cars, and it's not the case, right? Okay, so it's like I don't know. I don't agree with it. I think it's unethical. I think it's inauthentic. I don't think it's authentic. Yeah. And I think it's just a way to grab people's attention. I feel like if you're doing something that really works, you don't need to do that. Right, I feel like the people who do that are like, fuck, I'm so down bad. I don't know how else to make this work than like show people what they want. Right, let me just like show all this cash. Let me just show, my lifestyle with the boats and the girls. Like the genuine way to do that is, hey, create lifestyle posts and actually show off what you do, who you are. Right, you don't have to be arrogant about it and like use that as clickbait. Right, it does work obviously because everyone wants to live that life, right? Yeah. It's just like if I see that, I'm thinking this guy's a dickhead. That's the first thing I'm thinking. Like, all right, this guy's like trying to take advantage of people. He's not really like genuine. It's bullshit.
It is a great point, bro. Because if people are actually dropping those things, I mean, it makes such a good point. Because again, they might not have the real sauce to give to you. If that's what they have to use to get your attention, they might not.
Exactly.
Because that's what, dude. It's so fucking common, bro. Yeah. It's every single like influencer out here. Yeah. That's what they all do. And then on the back end, you find out like, dude, I thought this guy was just like rich. And then on the back end later, you find out he's pitching you a dropshipping course. And you're
Exactly.
like, what the hell?
Exactly. And you have to ask yourself why. Why? Always ask yourself why. Why is he marketing himself this way, right?
Yeah.
If he really had the sauce, you wouldn't need to market that way. You wouldn't need to put a Lambo in your post. You wouldn't need to do all this stuff, right? Like, it's one thing to actually genuinely show off your life on Instagram and show a post like, oh, I'm so excited, I just got this new car, blah, blah, blah. Or, but there's people out here literally just renting Lambos for cover photos, like, or renting models for, like, to paint an image. And you have to ask yourself, all right, is this person actually making money? Why are they doing this? Why are they marketing themselves like this? Like, really ask yourself those questions, and that'll save you a lot of mistakes in the long run, for sure. Because people are out here just trying to take advantage of you and make a bag because they're painting a picture and they're really selling a false dream.
100%.
So if you're only doing that, I would agree in the sense that it's raised a lot of red flags.
Mm-hmm.
I was at a mastermind with Daniel G. I don't know if you're aware.
Yeah.
Okay, so he was talking about different levels of customers, and he was saying there's some people that will only buy from you if they see that super flashy result.
That's true.
So he was kind of saying like definitely have the advice, like the real value that you're talking about, and kind of mixing them both just to cast a wider net.
Yeah, absolutely. And like the way that I would do it, let's say like a year from now, 2 years from now, I've got the nice car. You know, I've got the nice watches. What I would do is, you know, post that, right? Lambo in the back, whatever, watch in the frame, and I'd actually post something valuable in the caption. It's not like, haha, look at me now, bitch. It's like, yo, I used to dream about this shit when I was a kid. Like, understand that anything that you want is possible. Like, you know, you're gonna feel that genuineness. You're gonna feel that, wow, this kid worked for this shit. It's not like nothing is easy in life. And like a lot of these dudes, they'll just post like, and post a little baby lyric or a Drake lyric, trying to look cool. Like, it's fucking stupid. Yeah. It's dumb. So like that's how I would do it. I would genuinely like come out from a place of like, yo, I worked hard for this shit, and like I'm gonna not only put this on my social media, but I'm gonna put it with value, with intent, with purpose to like help somebody else.
Okay.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, that's definitely a better, like that's a more ethical way to do it for sure, 100%. But yeah, at the end of the day, I mean, there is so many people that can only take action if they see that stuff, which is why I agree with you too. It does feel almost a little bit necessary because we have so much competition.
Yeah.
On the other side of things, though, like one of the guys I respect the most in the business space is Hormozy. Are you familiar?
Yeah, absolutely.
Dude, he's the GOAT.
Yeah.
And like that guy, he has never posted a single like flex video.
Yeah.
Like everything is just straight value.
Yeah.
So
it's crazy.
Yeah, it's kind of wild. He did it the hard way. It probably took him way longer than most people.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, like his name is gonna be held a lot higher than most people.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, he's not even flashy even in the way he speaks too.
Yeah,
it's just like
straight value, straight knowledge.
This is what's up.
Bro, it's almost monotone.
Exactly.
Like it's almost like there's like no life in the content. but like, dude, his shit has made us like money. Like it's real.
Facts.
Like, dude, the value equation. You know Hormozy's value equation?
There's like seven steps?
I'm trying to remember it too.
Yeah, it's kind of something my mom.
It's like one is like
perceived likelihood of achievement times desired outcome.
Yeah, perceived
that's not what I was
effort
thinking
and
of.
sacrifice and time.
I've heard of that before. I was thinking about something else though.
Yeah,
I gotta put that on the wall.
Yeah, I know, dude. That's going on the wall for sure. Yeah. But dude, that equation, like it's like
so
the
true.
GOAT, man. It's so true for everything.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Love that.
All right, bro. Let's move on to the kind of your sales experience. So, just for the viewers to know, we're gonna be like kind of shifting. We're gonna make a little pivot. We were super sales focused. We're gonna go more sales plus business in general now. Yeah. So to cover that side of things, for the sales stuff, like when was the first time you actually made a sale? Do you remember that? Like your first time you called the customer or you're in person with them, they gave you cash.
Dude, man, that's a tricky question. The first time I made a sale was when I was like 10 years old. I had a Minecraft server.
Okay.
It was the faction server. For those of you who are unaware, that means like clans. Think of it as clans. You join a Minecraft server, you build the clan, you can invite people to your clan, you got a base with all your loot and all this, and you go and raid other clans, get their loot, fuck people up, whatever. I had a Minecraft server that people would pay me money for like enhancements. They would get like a certain amount of loot, or they would get like buffs. Yeah, bro, and I was running that. Like, it was crazy how much money I made. Where that money went, I couldn't tell you. I was making that, I made at least, like, I want to say at least $1,000 at the age of, like, 10 years old running this server.
$1,000 went straight into Club Penguin, huh?
Yeah, probably for video games, more video games, all that fun stuff. But, yeah, that was the first day, and that wasn't actually, like, a sales call. It was more so just, like, a website and you buy shit. But my first actual like sales call was, I want to say like, yeah, this last year. I don't know if it was my first, but it was like last year when I moved to Miami was when I was hopping on Zoom looking professional and actually like pitching my services, like understanding businesses and like, pitching my services. So yeah, I'd say the beginning of 2023 was like when I was taking those like professional sales calls on Zooms with like another business owner and getting to understand them.
Dude, that is very impressive, bro.
Yeah.
To go from not really have ever done it to now your goal is $50,000 a month. That's gonna be coming soon, bro.
Yes, sir.
I mean that's impressive, man.
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it.
But I think it shows how like sales isn't too complicated.
Yeah.
Because with him, he kind of he knows what's it called? He understands the business as well and what he does, so he's got all the answers.
Yeah, and then I did
provides trust.
Exactly, and I did have a sales job in college too. So that first sales job taught me a lot about like sales in life. I never did sales before.
Yeah.
And what it taught me was just like what we did was we standed at a kiosk at like a store like Costco or Sam's Club, and we'd go up to strangers as they came in and be like, "Hey, who's your cell phone provider?"
Tough.
Oh, T-Mobile. Oh, like, I bet you $5 I can save you some money. Check this out real quick.
Yeah.
Boom. And like, I would never say I bet you $5. Sometimes I might lose that money, but essentially I just show them a plan. Like, hey, you could be saving money. Like, and that taught me just how to go up to strangers and just like, create conversation, how to like get them to like, how to actually like carry out a conversation and close a deal. So. That helped me a little bit, but as far as like the sales within my own business, yeah, it was the beginning of 2023, hopping on Zoom calls, and a lot of that I learned from courses as well.
Okay.
Like everything I know about sales was learned through online, like all of it. Literally, this one course called Micro Content Mastery teaches you how to make money selling micro content, which is like short form content, and they teach you the whole game, like. The 80-20 principle. You should be speaking 20%, 80% listening.
Yeah.
The mindset you should have, the questions to ask, how to identify the gap, right? Where the client is versus where they want to be. All that good stuff, it goes over. So that really played a huge part in my success.
Awesome, bro. And so do you remember the first time you lost a deal and why for your own business?
Lost a deal meaning like they didn't close?
Yeah.
First time I lost a deal.
The reason I ask is because I remember every single loss, dude.
Yeah?
Every single one. Like I take it personally.
Wow.
No, but it's like a good thing though because it helps because I have that like it's almost a problem, but I never make that same mistake twice.
Got you. You're trying to figure. That's a good trait to have.
Yeah.
I think I'm kind of the opposite, bro. I'm kind of more like, all right, that person missed out. I'm on to the next. I'm not even thinking about it.
Okay,
I genuinely can't think about a time that I've lost a deal. I know, like last week, I lost a deal because I was too expensive. Like, and they just moved forward with a cheaper videographer.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's really it.
So that this is some of the stuff that because our whole podcast is about sales. So we kind of cover this stuff all the time, and the stuff that we're always going through is objections and stuff. Like the most common objection is price.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it's also not an objection. Ever. So
what do you mean by that?
So price is never an actual objection. Because, let's say you had this apartment. I don't know what it costs, but let's say someone said it's going to be $1,000 a month. But you have to move from California here today. Dude, you do it in a heartbeat. $1,000 a month the rest of your life.
Yeah.
In a heartbeat.
Yeah, for sure.
Right? Because you see the value.
Absolutely.
So the reason that price is never an objection is because what they're actually saying is, I don't see value in your product.
Okay.
Almost every single time.
Almost every single time.
Yeah.
Some people genuinely don't have enough money to pay.
They could not.
Yeah.
They could not have enough money. But if you showed them the value, then they might take out a loan, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, I agree with you for sure. Price is definitely, out of all of the objections you could get, I think it's not really the price, it is the value.
It's the value.
Because like if they see enough value, they're gonna make it happen for sure.
Yeah, it's really interesting, bro.
Yeah, because it's like that value equation stuff.
Yeah.
Just plug that in.
Exactly. Yeah, it feels like every objection is actually just the product.
Literally.
Yeah.
What I would say to people who what I would say to people who often get price objections, or they're telling you, oh, your price is too expensive. First and foremost, understand what they were expecting to invest.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Okay, okay, Mr. Jones, I understand, yeah, this is an investment. What do you think is fair? What did you expect to invest into something like this?
Yeah.
Then they'll tell you the price. I was expecting to invest $1,000 or so, and then from there, downsell. So you pitch them this whole thing, right? If your whole thing is $2,000, they're only willing to invest into $1,000. You can downsell from there. All right, hey, I'll tell you what, we don't normally do this, but for you, Miss Jones, I'd be willing to give you, let's just say, half the deliverables for $1,000. Would that be something that's sustainable for you? So that's a quick getaway around it. So hey, if sometimes they only want to spend a certain amount, all right, you cut back on the deliverables, and obviously you're not gonna fulfill the entire service or product based on their budget. If they're lowering it, you know what I mean. So that's the one tip that I would recommend. And then sometimes as well, clients will they won't want to undergo a full sales conversation. They just want price, right? And a lot of the times that'll shoot you in the foot, right? Because if they just want price, then that's what they're looking for, the best deal. They're not really looking for the value, they're looking for the best deal. So sometimes, giving away your price just like that isn't the way to go. You really want to get them on the call. And if they don't close right there, if they say, oh, let me think about it, hey, wouldn't it make sense to think about it here while we're on the call together? What questions do you have that I can answer for you? Figure out what's stopping them. And once you do get to that price point, ask them, okay, hey, what were you looking to invest in this? What is your budget? That's something that I like to do a lot of times too. I always like to try to get the client's budget first. Mm-hmm. A lot of people won't like to give it up, and I'll tell them, hey, price varies. They'll be like, what are your prices? I'll tell them, hey, price varies depending on the project, and attempt one more time to really get their budget. Because who knows, they might have a $10,000 budget, and you were planning to pitch something for $3,000 that they're willing to pay $10,000 for. You never know, So those are my 2 tips on price objections, I would say.
Okay, I do gotta say, bro. I think you can push harder on that side of things. I think you're selling yourself short by discounting as your go-to, or cutting the deliverable in half. I think if you spent more time figuring out their pain, their real deep pain, you'd be able to uncover that full asking price that you had. Gotcha. That's most likely what it is, or you might need to show them more proof that you do what you say you do. Gotcha. If you do both of those and you uncover all their concerns, you might have a better shot at pushing it through.
For me, I don't like to deal with bullshit, bro.
Yeah, I just want to clear.
I'm just like, yes or no. All right, no. All right, hey, here's what I'm willing to do with you. If you don't want to do it, I'm on to the next. I don't even that's.
Dude, that's fair enough.
You know what I mean? I'm not penny pinching. I'm like, oh, please give me your money. No, you don't see value in this. All right, bro. Go hire a videographer for $1,000. Go see no results. I have no problem with it. I'm making my money at the end of the day. You know what I mean? It's I have value, and you can clearly go to my page and you see my crispy videos. You can see the case studies that I have. You can see the results that I've provided. There's no reason why you shouldn't have any type of objections. In fact, in my pre-call video, I say that. I'm like, listen, just a few things I want to go over before I call. This is a decision making call. You know, I either want to yes or no. You don't want to work. All right, that's cool. If you want to work, then I'm not talking as aggressive as I am now.
So you're buying or get the fuck off the call.
But yeah, I just set the expectation because I really want to attract that high quality customer that knows what they're getting themselves into. I don't want to deal with I don't know, but I got to think about it. I got a business partner. No, like I cover all that in the pre-call so that like, hey, it's straight to business. We're either working or we're not.
Good for you, bro. I like that. I actually like that.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Okay.
Sure.
All right. So how are you sourcing your leads right now?
All through social media.
Also, so you're practicing what you're preaching.
Yep.
Okay.
Everything that I offer, I do for myself.
Okay.
So like how I get my clients customers, I get my customers, and it's essentially just posting every single. It's alright, bro. No worries. It's just posting every single day. And leveraging call to actions so that that viewer takes an action and that viewer now becomes a lead because they either followed, they commented, they DM'd you, whatever it is, and then genuinely understanding where that person is, where they want to be, and then how you can close that gap, right?
Okay.
And most times, like for example, my clients are online coaches, so for them it's like, oh, I don't know where to start when it comes to creating content. It's like, hey bro, I actually got a free training, I'd love to send it over to you. Cool. Yeah, let me know your thoughts about it after. Send it over to them. They're like, yo, I never thought about using ChatGPT to create content scripts. That's amazing. Like, yeah, I'm going to start doing that. Hey, do you guys do editing? Yeah, of course. We can help you out with editing. Let's hop on a call and we can discuss. Boom. Then from there, I'm showing them the entire system. They're like, this is a no fucking brainer. I'm making $30,000 a month. Yeah, I'm going to invest $5,000 a month to double, triple my return on investment.
Yeah, that's awesome. And how long are your retainers typically?
3 months.
3 months. Okay.
3 months, yeah.
Got it.
3 months, and then typically, from at least the community that I've learned in, they're retaining clients for at least a year.
Okay.
On average with this system. So, our average retainer is 3 months, but that was because we weren't doing this entire system. We were just creating videos for them, and it's not gonna get you anywhere. It's gonna get you that 3 month retainer, and then they're done. It's not gonna lead to lasting clients because you're not really generating those results for them, right? If they're not really posting those videos the way that they should be, if they're not scripting those videos the way that they should be, if they're not creating the nurturing content, it's just not going to translate the same. It'll make you look good online, but it's not going to translate in the bank.
Not gonna translate,
Yeah.
100%. So, dude, it sounds like you've learned a ton in those past year and a half.
For sure.
About starting your own business and lessons in marketing and sales and all that stuff. If you could go back and give your younger self a piece of advice, what would you tell?
If I could go back, and give my younger self a piece of advice, it would have to be not to worry about the fuck ups, right? Because when you get into business, you're always going to have problems. That's what business is. It's just solving problems, right? And I got a little bit too emotionally attached when a client didn't like an edit or a client, wanted it this way instead of this way, and, sometimes I would let those emotions get back to me, right? They would tell me, no, and, the customer's always right? Sometimes I'll be like, no, I'm right. Like, this is the way it should be. You know what I mean? And I shot myself in the foot because I probably damaged a relationship or two doing that. When it's like, it is really probably me just being butthurt that the client wasn't seeing what I was seeing. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I would tell my younger self not to get too hung up on the mistakes, on the downfalls, because it's all learning lessons. What you should rather do is focus on how to improve and how to do better next time, right? How to avoid that outcome moving forward. And I would say invest more. I did invest a lot, but if I could invest more, I definitely would have. All the knowledge that I've learned, everything that I've learned came from mentors, coaches, books, all of that, right? And I know there's some people that are like, oh, these course creators, they're scammers, and they're just small-minded people, bro. That's why you're always gonna be working a 9 to 5, because you're not willing to take a risk into learning more and investing into yourself, right? So, I would say invest more and don't get caught up on all the bullshit, man. Just focus on moving forward, focus on improving, learning, and continuing to get better.
Dude, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Bro, do you have any other questions there?
I was gonna ask him actually, since you're running this business, right?
Yeah.
What does your day-to-day look like doing that? Like, what's your daily schedule?
Yeah, so when I first started running the business, man, I was consumed by the business, bro. I signed like 3 retainer clients very quickly. Like I said, like within the first 4 or 5 months that I was here. And I was editing like 100 videos a month, bro. Like, it was ridiculous. I was filming and editing all of them. So it was a lot. I remember my first retainer, I was like, how the hell am I about to edit 15 videos right now? And I ducked it for like a week. I didn't want to do it. I was like, bro, I don't want to edit these videos. I don't even know how I'm going to do it. And then I did it and I was like, oh, thank God. It's done. And then I had another 30 videos to edit. So, I was doing all this. I'm like, yo, this is like just like working a 9 to 5, if not worse. I'm working like 18 hours a day.
Yeah.
This is crazy. So I spent like a whole year doing that. And then this year, 2024, I was like, all right, I've got a lot saved. It's time for me to invest in a team. So I immediately, I invested into another mentorship that, taught me how to hire virtual assistants, how to hire editors, how to essentially take myself out the business, right? And that was one of the best investments ever, 2 bands only. And that's what I did. So I hired a team. Now I've got, 4 editors. I've got a virtual assistant / appointment setter, and I just give them all the work, bro. They're amazing. They're all overseas. I pay them each at least $600 a month. So yeah, it's like $3,400, $3,200 around there in monthly revenue that I'm not revenue monthly expenses that I pay them total monthly salary. So now, like, my day-to-day is really, we get on calls every single day, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. For 30 minutes, just like a team huddle. Hey, guys, this is what we're doing today. This is what I expect. These are the deliverables. I always, like, before we get into business, I ask them, like, hey, what are some things you're grateful for? Building team culture, getting them pumped up and stuff,
Yeah.
And then from there, I'm just managing projects, reviewing projects that they've edited. I may do a little bit of outreach myself, connect with people from Miami. I'll just type #Miami in Instagram and just find cool people. Be like, yo, my name's Aiden. Cool. I saw your profile. Love what you got going on. Thought I'd introduce myself. Firm believer your network is your net worth, and was curious to know if you'd be interested in connecting, hopping on a call. You never know where those doors lead to, right? So networking, reviewing stuff, and that's really it, man. That's it. I'm very laid back, as far as what I do on a day-to-day, because I've got such a great team that I've, took the time to create SOPs and all that stuff so they understand everything. And right now, the main thing is just client acquisition, right? That's what we're doing. So that's my main focus. It's scaling to that $50,000 per month. So it's mostly just creating content, reviewing content, and networking. That's my day-to-day.
Dude, that's awesome, bro.
Yeah.
Living the dream, man.
Living the dream, man. Living the dream. Yeah, we're here in Miami, in luxury apartment, man. We came a long way, bro.
Dude, yeah. It's a great story, man.
Came a long way, for sure.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Dude, it was a pleasure, bro.
Absolutely, man. Appreciate y'all.
Bro. Yeah, man. You're the man, dude. Yeah. I'm looking forward to seeing the rest of your success, bro.
Thank you, bro. Thank you, bro. You'll definitely, now that you guys are out in Miami, we'll definitely be connecting more, and it's just the beginning. We're just getting started.
Hell yeah. Let's do it. All right, guys. Thanks again for watching. Like, subscribe. We'll link all of his socials in the comment section, so feel free to go check those out. And that's the wrap on another episode. Take care. Peace.